February 23rd, 2:15 p.m.
Wright and Co. Law Offices.
Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room at the same time. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. She's in good spirits. For real, man. This is not looking good for us right now. Like, super not looking good for us right now. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Wow, how can she read my thoughts? Would you mind coming with me? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits! Science! Science! We're at the prosecutor's office again. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Of course, it was our victim who was killed at the department. And my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at a crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Hehehe. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? We're about to use some magic science glasses. Oh, we're gonna use luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh, you have an extra pair? Oh, is everything gonna be pink? Yo. Test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Touch the screen to spray it. All right, let's find us some bloodstains. I'm gonna spray everywhere, man. Why not? Yeah? I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain, but doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Bloodstain's location, the amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the bottom of the sole of the victim's shoe. If they fought here, there should be more blood on it. Hey, Mr. Wright, see how I'm marking up the floor plans where we find the bloodstains? Good, because that'll be evidence later. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, all right. Yeah, that's very useful information to have. I saved up my allowance to buy this, okay? Dude, this testing fluid is dope. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with the view of their case. And we'll drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Luminol stuff's gonna come in handy. Huh. Oh, it's her again. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star? You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't really get my mouth watering. All right, let's talk to her. Ba-na-na-na. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that, and I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand! Unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. You know, this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Did we get what photograph? So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, whenever they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies, you know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day, I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were, let go? Fired, maybe? I felt that I had found my dream job when I had become an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Wait a minute. Dude, she has so many false confessions, for sure. Probably just flashed some nip and got a false confession. Let's present the knife. What do you think about this? SL9 incident. Oh, that knife? And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for a transferal the very day Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Or don't. Do I have the SL9 case report here? What do you think about this? SL9 incident on that knife and on that note. Well, it said, why won't she talk to me more? Could you tell us more about the SL9 incident? And then it takes me out here, and then I go to talk. But the hell? There's no talk option. Does that mean she's not going to tell me more? Try this. I had one of those up until 2 years ago today. Oh, not today. Sorry. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough up queen, right? We found this ID card here in the parking lot. Well, that's no mistake in that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Now will you tell me about it? dicks. I showed her... I didn't show her the knife. I'll show her the knife. A body with Edgeworth's knife stuck in it was found in Edgeworth's car. I think he owes me his gratitude. Gratitude? Why, if I hadn't witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect. Still, it is strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? Anything with the crime photo? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime and climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murderer. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. A hole in my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, you little brat. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. Maybe now. Baby. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I had ever handled. I love how there's two cowboy hats at this table. The police and the prosecutor were having the police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know as well. Wait, could it be? Yeah, dude. Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. He's on security detail in the police department, isn't he? I knew it! As soon as it became extremely obvious, I knew it! As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it's over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to the case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. They're the only reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends and boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends, how many does she have anyway? Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection, man. So, rookie, what? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Why is she being so friendly all of a sudden? Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his, are you guys going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him a long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases. He was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. He was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Man, it's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. He's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene! Let's go take a look. Well, I'm going to... Wait, what the hell? Security guard office? Damn, he really themed this place out. What's with the decor in this place? It's very, centric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room. Scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly. So imposing, it's hard to think straight. You can't handle the cacti? Stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who this guard is already. Yeah, I forget where exactly she said he was, but I'm gonna go... Oh? Do stuff again? Place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that? Oh, one steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you, Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now is no time for despair. We caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal, right? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Sticking around here, talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait. Don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's having a good cry down there. Later. Oh. Well, let's go to the detention center. How do I get to the detention center from here? Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Who is it? Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confused. Oh, what's happening? What is that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against. That's what oh, it's Mr. Meeseeks. It's Miss Meskies, whatever his name is. I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. Officer Meekins! So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a lost little patrolman, sir, lost like a lamb. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir, sir, I don't know how to say this, but, wait. He's not. You didn't do it, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? Nani? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. For real. This is dumb. This is dumb. It's so obviously not him. This guy couldn't murder any. This guy just doesn't have the heart to murder. This guy's not the murderer. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs. Sir! Sir! Oh, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir. And so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard office is in front of the guard office in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir. Because the evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. But now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall, sir. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room, sir. A suspicious person. Oh, yeah. Wow! Oh my god, this guy's ridiculous. What happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red and I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. I really hate that there are no security cameras exist in this world. You can see one literally in this scene. But, instead of relying on the testimony and that picture of the cough-up queen, we could just check the security cameras in the prosecutor's office parking lot. And the evidence room here, same with the last case, we could have just used the security camera in the evidence room to get all the answers, man. Like, come on. Come on. Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could do to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand? It's like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, though. Tell us how you hurt your hand. And your hand. That happened when Detective Goodman was stabbed? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you could just confess? But, sir, but there's nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, well, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, well, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? That's when I looked down and I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow. Can you imagine how I feel? I really hate having to yell like this, you guys. I'm sorry, but Goodman's making me do it. The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those last sad puppy eyes. Oh, puppy dog eyes. Then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and all that. Yeah, well, I guess you could say that's true, sir. I guess you could say that. Do you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or creatures or comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None, nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. You think you could take a look at this? Hey. That's it, sir. That's it. That's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment, but sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Better pry into this one a little bit deeper. Oh. crime details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room, and I asked the man to display his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell ya! So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, sir, I was flustered as you are right now. So I whooped, and I leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white, and when I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That is what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? Nope, but the videotape is quite... Thank you! From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me on tape. And you wait until now to tell us this? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry. I'll hand over my badge, sir. I don't deserve it, sir. No, thanks. I have my own. This guy sucks. You suck. I hope I don't have to cross-examine you. God, I love that. I love that typewriter sound effect. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the head detective's desk. It's Chief Gant. Are you sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked the drawers, the lockers, the garbage cans, the pillowcases behind the computer monitors, the coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir! We'll scour the place again, sir. Head detective looks a little flustered. Whoa, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? I really like swimming. Whoa, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? That's some ominous-ass music. It's downright odd, I tell ya. I mean, it happened at exactly the same time. Murder at the prosecutor's office? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't just go giving away our secrets like that. This in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate the most of... the one thing I hate the most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, I can't stand them. But, it's a full-time job just keeping the head detective's trap shut. He was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the head detective to do. Let's see if we can discreetly ask him. This is gonna help with, Officer Marshall, so I don't want to present that now. I don't have any definitely new evidence, though. Like, he's seen all this. Let's just do the other talk point first. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yeah, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gord Lake? It doesn't look good having one of our top people sitting in the defendant's seat. Now, you got someone else found guilty in that case. Right? Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, could be bad for Worthy. What? I want to recheck this one real quick. Same time, murder at the prosecutor's office, scientifically speaking, impossible. Evidence is saying Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, right? Oh, I can't. And then. He wanted the head detective to look for clues. He definitely wanted the head detective to be searching for clues and stuff like that. So let's present this, maybe. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto, I'm through with that stuff. Though I say, go find a guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. Guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Nope, nothing about this one either, eh? Can I just go? Can I just do this? Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage and trash in the trash can. So nothing belongs to Detective Goodman, nothing that belongs to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. Well, what is it? Evidence requisition? It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that. February 21st, that's the date. If it's going month day, 2/21, when you flip this upside down. Oh, wait, no, it's day, month day. Yeah, 2/21, February 21st, SL9. That's what's written on that note. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Not before I investigate this thing, dude. Half-written document, the date was 2/21 to be submitted to the chief. ID 5 and what looks like a 4. But I don't know if there's anything else on this knife that has a number other than just... Oh, wait, no, it's just 2. Yeah, that's right. It's piece 2 of evidence. Yeah, this has a 2 on it. So that means this over here has to be for different evidence, because that's a 5. Or maybe he was... I don't know. Can I talk to you? Oh. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Rita would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, could I borrow 50 bucks? Well, I'd give him 50 bucks, no problem. So go ahead, investigate the room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Well, hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. Now, you just run along now and do your best. Later, folks. Yeah, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just like a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because we get to go in the evidence room now, sir. Now we get to go into the evidence room. The police department entrance, then we're gonna move again, then we're gonna go to the security guard office, then hopefully we get to go to the evidence room. That's not how you get there. Where's it at? How do I get there? Criminal affairs department again. Was it in this menu? I don't remember seeing it. Detention center and the police department entrance. No, 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 no. The evidence room is beyond that door, and we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha, the card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina skies so gray? Officer Marshall! You know, somehow I knew. What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime. Yeehaw. That card you got there on your chest, that's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw. Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. That crime scene's waiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions, too. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy, then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. That smell. Ah, that reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. Well, I wonder what it means. Steak lunch is now given to the Marshal. All right, Bambi, you win. Ask me anything you want. Finally, it seems like we got through to him. All right, now for the info. Guard office. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center sold us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and keep calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera systems? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective unit 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. That's all gone now. Like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books. But it smells like a bad game of poker. And I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? I've heard the name so many times, but no one tells me what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is, officially dead. As of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too. Could you explain this whole transferal thing to me? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there's a mistake, see? So what happens after the evidence after 2 years? Well, it goes to sleep forever. In an underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferal, pal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old dead cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again, never to be reinvestigated. That happened to the SL9 2 days ago. I know maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them just about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. This guy just doesn't like his vegetables with steak. The easiest ones to understand here are the security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, those tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman are the ones on those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus, the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through. So this is the ID card record. And Goodman's ID was what again? 58421. 5842189. Yeah, so he was in at 514 and Meekins was in literally right after him. 450 was the only person before that. Oh shit, they do got a 420 up there. Ah, dude. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. See this? This is the victim's ID card. The one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record. Look, the 4th number, it's a perfect match. It was used at 514. Why, that's right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room? But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me! If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. I got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. That's a good idea. For now, let's examine and see if we can take a look at the security footage. You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room in all. 1 for each section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rain comes? Not for man to know. Unless you're the security guard responsible. So they're not gonna let me watch the footage. They're not gonna let me watch the footage. Are you shitting me? Tell me about your hat. Best keep your distance from Billy there. You're liable to get hurt. The cactus has a name? Billy, you're wearing your cowboy hat on your hand. I'm a rawhide cowskin 10-gallon hat. I just picked that up, but Billy took a fancy to it. Looks like he got stuck on the thorns and he couldn't get it off. Why is there a rope on the ground? Like, for real. Look, on the floor, it's a lasso. Looks like it's a setup to trap someone. I just roped me a steer with this here lasso. What? It was a bellowing moo, pal, moo. Detective Gumshoe, I presume. Moo, pal. I turned on the card reader. Go have yourself a ball, partners. And I have the ID card, a real ID card. Well, let's get this investigation started already then. All right, now we're safe to move, I think. Evidence room. The evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels like more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Woo! Ooh. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So it is true, what I heard. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow 50 bucks? We just saw this. They flashback a lot in this chapter. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant. We'll loan anyone 50 bucks? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Excuse me. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're the boss for today. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Listen, I need to just start this off like gung-ho. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped, the guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective is responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt in under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of him, pal. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Oh, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen this somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to solving that case on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a radio locator. I'm sure it'll come in handy for solving some case sooner or later. A cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at the heart. That's where the crime scene is, eh? Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. Apparently, that's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Check it out closer, yeah. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. I guess we could try putting it back together. Is this seriously the job right now? This is such a weird little mini game. We need like a spiky looking area. It might be this one. No, that's not enough. To this side? No, that's not right. Okay, this is gonna... Oh, is this it? I think this might be it. No. Oh. Hey. All right, so now we got another side. Is that? I'm gonna try it. Nope. Nope. This one looks suspicious. Nah, this isn't it. I'll try it, but there's no. I like that there's no penalty for trying. I get to give as many dumb shots as I want. That's definitely the top. Not even close. Ah, there we go. There it is. All right. No, probably not that piece. Earlier in. I think it's this piece. Nope. Oh, a little divot at the bottom. Nope. Ah, there we go. Oh, this is a janky looking piece. Got like a little bottom pointy piece on it. It's a big one too. Could it be this one? No, it's not that one. I think it might be this guy. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. This is a cool little puzzle. I actually like this. This is fun. Oh, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. There it is. Plunk. And the missing piece. There's a chunk missing from the vase. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Oh boy, that's some hot evidence, fellas. Can I oh, is that gloves? There were gloves used at this crime scene too? Only one, eh? Detective Gumshoe, maybe. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. The evidence is from the case, you know? You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to court record. I want to investigate that rubber glove. Dude, this is the first time we've gotten to a third page of evidence. That's a lot of evidence. SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Why? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, nag, zag, lag, gag. Alright, well, let's just walk right out of Flavor Town. Game's giving us a lot of flavor. We're okay. We got a murder to solve, game. Don't distract me. I can look at this. I can investigate the gap, probably. No, I can't. Handle's broken. This part's broken. It looks like there's blood on it, though. There's blood splatter on this boy. Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain on here. It looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on it when he was stabbed? Not likely. The blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. The jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. It might be when the blood got on it. Alright, anything else I can investigate here? Look, this one's open! That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprints. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Yo, what's up, Basil? I'm doing great. How are you? Use the bottle? I don't know if I can just use the bottle like that. I'll try. I think the bottle comes up like... Oh, no, I can just click spray. You're right. That's something. That's something. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. Yours? Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, yeah? Won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Man, this spray stuff is so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be at GDQ, Base Love. Yeah, I will. Dabu, I'm gonna keep focused on the case right now, but we'll talk magic later. I was actually gonna do a deck building stream pretty soon. Probably not super soon, because I gotta go to GDQ soon, but, you know, I've been wanting to do more deck building on stream. But anyway, I gotta keep working on this case, man. I am gonna spray more. I am gonna spray more. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Zoom in. There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion? What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of that locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. I don't think we're gonna have any other spots. No, we good. We Gucci. We Gucci. All right. I guess I still haven't talked to Gumshoe. Judge for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day. That's right. It's an honor, pal. After all, the murder took place here right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? Well, they're using our findings from yesterday to investigate and prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. And my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. Want to hear more about that? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that it only opens when, so that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already. Sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest models. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, then my hand will be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks ain't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Hey, that's gonna be useful. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. Let's see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Well, I'd hope so. Before we go, let's do some presenting. Goodman's ID has been useful in a lot of places. That's the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. And that's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number too. Scary. My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Alright, so that was just seemed like flair. Allow me to say one thing speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. Alright. I like that he's so concise about saying he doesn't know what's going on. Now that I got him to open his... oh, it's not open anymore. I had it for a second. Is anything else in here worth reporting? Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number! That's not your ID number, is it, Detective? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? Nani? The second number? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Oh my god. Now we got something to go off of. Let's examine the modified ID list. Miles, I wrote the names in for us. Good. Or I missed some more blood in the room. You're right. Maybe I didn't spray this side well enough. Let's try that. Oh, I did miss more blood. I did miss more blood in the room. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be doing? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for today. It might help you too, you know. Or it might help, you know. Report? You mean written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Yeah, pleased. And we're moving on. I'm sorry I missed that super obvious spot for so long, guys. All right, evidence room. Now, police department entrance. Move to the basement. Underground parking lot. And then go to the high tower. High prosecutor's office up there. Tick, 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 tick. What? What's he doing here? Ah, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Small room. I don't know how you miss him standing next to the window. Ah, it's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry. Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh, yes. He brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he's trying to console me somehow. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think the whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of, but still, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Well, this is the best piece of evidence I've had. Right. Please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, he just told you no in a very polite manner. Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Let's show him the ledger. Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying... What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why? Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The chief of police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be, if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. That's what you guys always say. It always has something to do. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Let's see if we can't press him a little harder now, though. Nope. Let's investigate the screwdriver. I haven't looked at it. Tag says AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. I bet it is. I bet it ends up being the clue that breaks the case. Anything else to investigate here? No, this screwdriver's got nothing. All right. What else can we show the boy? Evidence room, floor, footprints. We can show him this, I guess. This is probably a good idea. Right, please. I'm not going to talk to you about this evidence. What about this jar? Tell me about this. It's from the other case. I don't even want to know about this case. I want to know about the old one. Oh, wait a minute. I want to look at that, actually. 5. It just says 5. I wish it said AI. Nope, nothing on that one. Bum, 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 bum. Nothing on the parking lot floor plans with the blood splattered stained McGatters. Nothing on the shoes. Nothing on the shoes. Land a cell phone. Nothing? Nothing. I'm just desperate right now. I'm just going for everything right now. Oh shit. It has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion that you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. A bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Little bits.
I like his water stream. I enjoy watching his water play video games. He is my favorite streamer. When his stream is live, I think to myself yes. When his stream is not live, I think to myself no.
I think to myself no. Yo, that got a good chuckle out of me. Thank you, Aid, for the bits, dude. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it then? Tell me the truth. Yo, SL6 time! Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved with this case 2 years ago too then. He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial, but however, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? You still working on that scientific investigation? Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have a use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? Been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We're the enemy though, you know? I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Wow! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Dude, are you kidding me? Fingerprint files for everyone involved? I do remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. How do I use this? Is this gonna be the same as, I can't investigate it. I thought it'd be like the spray where I could just use it. Alright, but I know where I need to go. Was there blood on? No, there wasn't. Security guard office. The evidence room. Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. Finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint, so let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger! I feel like this one. Thumb is sideways, so I feel like this one. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eye. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? Just touch the screen, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. How do I do that? You just blow with your breath. Imagine you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake, see? Well, that looks like fun. Okay, so let's try it. Oh, no. Oh, wait. It is set up to work. Oh, look at me. La 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 la, blowing away all the fingerprint dust. All right, we found one, but this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means that we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hold on, that's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigation. But it does seem like a sham. All right, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker again closely, I see something. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody one as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. All right, let's go for this one. Wow, I'm blowing the fingerprint away. Oh, look at the clarity and the good quality of that fingerprint. Oh my gosh. A print so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. There's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? Well, I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. How am I supposed to do that? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprint are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything with it to do within our case. So whose fingerprints are we more likely to find on this evidence locker? I feel like gumshoes are pretty likely. Yeah, look. That looks exactly like gumshoes. But it's his locker, so that's not weird. Ka-ching! Aha! So these prints belong to the detective. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. Well, I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit and sometimes you miss. You just gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Wait a minute. If I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check that one out, too. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Oh my god, that's right! There's a handprint here, too. Yeah, I want to try using that. All right, check for prints. But I have to warn you about something first. The area with the blood, that was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. All right, prints that weren't wiped away. So let's go for right there then. Whoa, I'm a fingerprinting little Debbie boy. I'm fingerprinting, that's all I do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, let's see. No. Yes. Interesting. Interesting. Match found. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. What? Officer Jake Marshall? Shit. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. These are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it! Dun 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 dun. Decisive.
Poor Meekins, getting dragged into this whole thing and looking like he can't even defend himself. So I guess I'm gonna have to.